Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the first episode of the Snoodylounge. I got my guest Chris with me. Let me start a little about myself. My name is Rodney Washington from Albany, Georgia. I did 8 years in the military. I've been to about 4 to 10 different countries. We'll get into that later on. I got good stories about that. But my team is the Falcons, as you can see. I love the Falcons. Tennessee, Braves, of course, and yeah, we also in school for sports broadcasting. And I'm going to let Chris go ahead and do his thing right quick.
I appreciate you having me on, Rodney, and it's a pleasure to be here. My guy. Like he said, we met in the Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting at Full Sail University. I'm from Dayton, Ohio. My name's Chris King, and I'm 19 years old. I love doing play-by-play. I did it in high school. I love talking sports. And as you guys can see, I got my Dayton Flyers gear on.
Oh yeah,
that's my team from Dayton, Ohio. So yeah, pretty much just glad to be here. Appreciate you, Rodney, and let's get this thing rolling.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I think the first thing we can go to is I just started getting into the picks, handicaps. You know, you and Hunter. Shout out to Hunter. Wish he was here. Put me on to the handicap. Go ahead and explain to everybody what's going on with that.
So pretty much, you know, gambling is taking over the sports world. I mean, it's soaring. It's just now got legalized in Ohio.
Okay.
And you know, it's legal in a whole bunch of other states, and it's probably going to be legal eventually everywhere. And there's an app called Prize Picks that, you know, a lot of people use on Twitter and things that people love to use it. And you know, Hunter and I were like, hey, maybe we can get Rodney on it. And Rodney was willing to use the referral link.
Oh yeah.
He made a deposit. And what do you know? He's already $60 in the green.
We up through the taco bet. Shout out to my boy putting me on for that taco bet.
So essentially, you know, on Prize Picks, this is not a sponsorship, by the way. This is just explaining what we've been doing, what we've been up to. Essentially, you know, you pick over-unders on player props, or, you know, if it's baseball, over hits, say, in a first inning, or over-under runs in a first inning.
That's what I did.
And yep, and Rodney ended up hitting on, it was the Cardinals and the Padres, under 1.5 hits in the first inning. There was only 1 hit recorded. And then also, it was Nathan McKinnon's taco play, which on every Tuesday, they do Taco Tuesdays, and there's, you know, one player that's prop lines are pretty much lowered.
Yeah.
His was 3 shots on goal. He ended up getting 4. Rodney, cash the ticket, baby.
Let me go ahead and get that guap. Yeah. So let's go and get some picks, man. Let me see if I can, if we can see if we can get it right this time. Let me see what's up.
Yeah, of course. So some lines for tonight. Game 1.
Game 1.
NBA Finals.
Oh yeah, can't wait.
We've got the Golden State Warriors, of course, at home, facing off against the young, battle-tested Boston Celtics.
Glad you said battle-tested. Yeah, facts.
So first, I'm gonna get Rodney's picks, and I'm gonna get my picks out. Points. Jason Tatum. Over 26.5. Under, over. What you got?
I got over. I got him getting 32 comfortably today.
Okay.
About 16 points in the first half.
A little bit of a 30 piece.
Yeah.
Now me, you know, it's tough to say because it's going to be interesting. After game 1, you know, we're really going to realize what the Warriors are going to do.
Yeah. In
terms of defensively, you know, assignments, matchups. Gary Payton is back.
Yeah, let's go, Gary.
Gary Payton Jr. is back, so we'll see who the defensive assignments are. I think maybe Wiggins or Payton take that assignment.
Hopefully Wiggins will be on
Tatum, just because the height advantage.
Oh, for sure.
So with that being said, I'm going to go with the under. I feel like, you know, maybe first game jitters and things of that nature. 26.
First game's in the finals.
So I'm going under.
Okay.
Next, Stephen Curry, 26.5.
I'm gonna go with the under. Gonna go with the under for Steph Curry. I think it's gonna be a committee performance today. I think Poole's gonna step up. Clay, Draymond actually gonna go over 10 points. So I think it's gonna be a committee pool today. And Curry, decent, but not that Curry game respect, but a W still.
Exactly. So I think that's a good take because, like we mentioned, you know, it's the first game of the finals.
First game.
But the thing is, Curry's been here before.
Over and over and over and over and over and over.
And over again. So, you know, it's a tough matchup with Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year.
Facts.
But I will say this. Sometimes Marcus Smart be tricking y'all, man. he rightfully so deserved Defensive Player of the Year, great defender. He flops a little bit. I'm going Stephen Curry over 26.5. I think he lights it up game one. I think Curry gets his points.
All right.
Now, moving on. 3-point field goals made. I try to stay away from Curry and Clay, the Splash Brothers, because, those guys are going to get theirs. What about the newcomer?
Okay.
Jordan Poole.
3 field goals.
Over 1.5, so you're going with the over.
Oh, definitely.
Ronnie think he's going to make 3-point field goals?
Yep. Comfortably.
I think Jordan Poole is going to get over as well. I agree with you. Because he's going to draw so many weak matchups because of the fact that you have Curry and you have Clay Thompson.
Got to go out there.
You got Wiggins who can drive and kick.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a no-brainer for me. Over 1.5, Jordan Poole bucket.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown, over under. 2.5 3-point field goals made.
I'm going to go with the under. Hopefully, this game, Jaylen Brown will be one to take it to the paint because he's, for me, their best driver. So, hopefully, less shooting, more driving game one.
I have to agree on that. I think that Jason Tatum is going to be the one, firing from 3 as well.
Yeah.
Some looks there. And, those two guys, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, are going to be the focus of the Warriors' defense.
Right.
They're going to try to run those guys off the 3-point line. They're going to try to make somebody else beat them. We saw it in the Milwaukee Bucks series. They weren't going to let Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum beat them. Yeah. It happened one time. But, that was game, I think it was game 6, in Milwaukee where Tatum ended up getting 40+. But their defensive scheme was to run Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum off of the 3-point line, make somebody else beat them. Luckily, Celtics role players stepped up. You got Grant Williams who can knock it down. I think the Warriors are going to take that same approach. I think they don't believe in Grant Williams. I don't think they believe in Al Horford getting 30, which was an outlier, unlucky for the Bucks. But I'm going with the under on Jaylen Brown's threes.
Shout out to Grant Williams, Tennessee.
At 9, what do you think?
Rebounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with the under.
Under, okay.
Under 9 rebounds. I see him being more of a shooter and facilitator tonight. I kind of honestly see Draymond bullying him a little bit. Game 1, trying to get in his grid a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to see how Horford honestly reacts from that. So I got him going under, a little rattle.
For me, I'm going to go over. I think that he's hit this number 3 out of the past 5 games.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't hit the over on the 9, then it's going to be a situation where the Warriors aren't missing.
Nah.
They're just not missing, and there's not that many opportunities for the rebounds for Horford. Although, the absence of Rob Williams is key for that number to hit.
Yeah, so
another big man out of the game. But that's it for our prize picks. I appreciate you, giving up.
Man.
Picks and
going out of you.
Hopefully you guys can win some money. Hopefully it's a slam dunk, man.
Yeah. So let's key into this matchup tonight. We got game 1. We have the Warriors going against the Celtics. Pretty good series. A lot of people have it going. A pretty even matchup. We got Curry. He's been there 6 out of 8 years. Him and his whole crew. Tatum, Jaylen Brown. They've been trying to get here for the longest, and they finally made it to the promised land. So enough of me talking. How you feeling? Game 1 and the series.
Game 1's going to the Warriors, guys. At home.
Okay. Why you feel that way?
I feel that way just because the Warriors are well rested. They made quick work of the Dallas Mavericks.
Quick.
5 games.
Simple.
They come back at home, and the crowd is going to be rocking. We know what that San Francisco crowd is. And I just believe that, it's real hard to beat that Warriors team at home. And you could say it's the same thing because the Boston Celtics are pretty good at stealing games away, and we saw that.
They are the away team. They might as well play at the other team's stadium when it's their home game.
Yeah, but I just think for this game 1, I think the matchup is clearly in favor of the Warriors just because the bodies are well rested. They easy work. They haven't really been battle tested at all through the playoffs. They made easy work of the Nuggets. They made easy work of the Mavericks. So, in my opinion, I just think that this Warriors team is going to take game 1. But for the series, I'm going Boston.
Oh.
I'm going Boston.
Oh, okay.
And the reason I feel this way is, like I mentioned previously, time and time again, the Celtics are battle tested.
Yeah.
Going through Brooklyn and then having to play Giannis and what he was able to do last year.
Yeah.
Obviously missing Middleton, that was a huge loss, but it doesn't take away from anything what the Celtics did. Milwaukee had a 3-2 lead. I mean, if you're Milwaukee, you got to win that series. You got to finish.
Right.
And Boston was able to get them on the ropes, win a game in Milwaukee, and also come back home and win Game 7. And then also, obviously, we see what happened in the Miami series is a ton of close games.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the stretch, like down the stretch in Game 6 and Game 7, close games, and just ability to clutch those games up by the Celtics. I mean, you lose Game 6 at home, and then you just say, okay, we'll flush that, and then we'll go into Miami and we'll steal that Game 7 easily. I know they let them come back towards the end and almost gave.
But we knew who had the game in control. Yeah.
So that's one reason for why I'm picking the Celtics. I just feel like they're a battle-tested team, and they're hungry.
Right.
They were supposed to be here when LeBron, the Ohio boy, clutched up and was able to win in 7, and then
shout out to new billionaire LeBron. Congratulations.
So, yeah, man, I think that's one of the reasons. And then another one is they split the season series, but as we all know, the Celtics, they weren't very good at the beginning of the season.
No, they was not.
And it was in December when the Warriors won by a 4-point deficit, 112 to 108, when the Celtics were just 14 and 15.
Yep.
Their record wasn't good. They weren't meshing as well as they are now.
True.
And then you know what happens? Tatum leads this squad, and in March, they beat the Warriors by a comfortable 22 points, 110 to 88. Tatum, Brown, and Smart combined for 72 in that game against a full-strength Warriors. Nobody was out. I just feel as if the Celtics got hot at the right time.
Okay.
And, we didn't get really a big sample size of seeing them play each other in the regular season, but it just leads me to believe that, the Celtics might have too much for the Warriors.
Okay. I listened to everything you said. Brilliant. Wonderful. It was a great take, but gonna have to disagree with you. On the series, but Game 1, we together. I got the Warriors winning comfortably Game 1.
Mm-hmm.
I had the score being around 117 to 103. Of course, I have Curry going maybe a low ball, 19 to 21. I'm going to say 20 going in the middle, but I believe it's going to be a pull Clay Draymond game.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, Tatum played the Warriors pretty well. 26 points per game every time. I mean, when he played them this season. And Brown has 23 points per game. So, I mean, it's not like they're afraid to play him.
Right.
So, I got the experience. 6 finals in 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Beat LeBron, the Akron boy, over and over. Wiggins is playing out of his mind. I love the way how Wiggins is driving the ball. Finally earned that $100 million contract. I mean, Clay is going up about 19 points, 4 rebounds. I like to see that up for this series because it is the finals. But got a hot take for you.
Mm-hmm.
I think Clay could be the finals MVP. I think if Clay really gets hot and do what he needs to do, I think he could get finals MVP.
Yeah, and you got to think of the narratives, right? Because, Clay was hurt all last season.
Right.
Hurt for the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Comes back. If he has a big series, I can see it too. But then you got to also believe that Curry's going to have his shot at it if they win.
They kind of low-key want to give it to Curry because they feel like this would solidify his top 10 status. That's been a big debate in the sports world. So,
yeah.
Hopefully, Curry, you do your thing because I got you. And my money got you too.
Yeah, and I agree with your points. I hear the stats, but if we look at the matchups, right?
Right.
The Celtics are a perfect team to defend the Warriors. They're a perfect team. You've got length.
Right.
You've got the scrappiness of Marcus Smart.
Okay.
At the point guard position. To be a gnat to Curry.
Right. Yeah. He actually played Curry well this year, so I mean he has.
And then so you got the length of Tatum and Brown, pause. And then you've got Big Al Horford in the paint. Rob Williams obviously out. But it's just it's such a good defensive matchup for the Celtics that I think that the Celtics are going to be able to prevail because, like I said, they're going to be locking up. And they might let Poole beat them. They might try to let Poole beat them. Draymond is almost non-existent on offense anymore.
Yeah, that is true, low key. But how you saying the Celtics have good defense? The Warriors just have just as good defense, also, man.
They play well defensively, but my problem is that Clay being who he is, I don't know if he's the same guy as we saw in the finals.
Oh no, never. No.
So that's the thing. Who are you going to throw Clay on? That's my thing.
I would put Clay either on Jalen or on Marcus. But honestly, I would throw him with Jalen, see if his knee gonna hold up when Jalen starts driving on him. If not, then we'll have to probably go with Poole or somebody like that.
Yeah. So that's a problem for the Celtics for the Warriors in my opinion. I'm sorry. So that's going to be something to watch out for when we look at this series. And like I said, that's one of the big reasons I believe the Celtics win.
Okay. I mean, just last question before we just key off this. I'm just curious. How many points per game you think Jalen will average for this finals? Just points. I'm just curious.
They don't want Tatum to beat them, and we saw this for the Milwaukee series. And I feel like Jalen is gonna get more looks. Because of that.
Yeah.
They're gonna be looking to hunt somebody because you put Wiggins on Tatum, then Brown is getting guarded by either Clay or Steph or Poole. I mean, they're going to try to hunt those matchups.
You got to put Curry on Smart. So that would make sense.
It's either Clay or Poole.
Gotcha.
So he's going to look to hunt those matchups. I believe Jaylen Brown is the Finals MVP. I think he will get about 25 a game.
That's why I asked that question. I had a feeling you felt he was the Finals MVP.
He's the Finals MVP.
25 points per game. That's a very high take. I like that. So we both don't have the conventional players. I have Clay. He has Brown. So good takes.
Today, it's kind of slow spot in sports. NBA getting ready to finish up after this finals matchup. Can't wait for this, but MLB just in the beginning of the season. Not really anything too exciting going on. Just guys on road trips, duking it out, trying to get wins for their team early. It's a long season. But one thing I was looking at on Twitter, Andy Katz, he's a reporter in college basketball world, and he dropped his top 36 teams in college basketball. And as you guys know, I'm a huge Dayton fan. My Flyers coming in at number 19.
Can you tell me they're 18?
And at number 18, we got the Tennessee Volunteers. But we'll be able to see. They might match up in the battle for Atlantis.
Yeah.
In
you told me about
the
that,
Thanksgiving tournament. So we'll see. I know my Flyers are gonna destroy the Tennessee Volunteers. We're a very underrated team, man, and I just want to give a shout out to head coach Anthony Grant. I want to give a shout out to guys on that Dayton Flyers team. Deron Holmes, Malachi Smith, the key point guard. Deron Holmes should be a lock for the NBA. Got a good front court in Dayton, and I'm excited to watch the Flyers soar this year. I feel like this team could be a top 10 team. I feel like they have that type of potential. Maybe not as good as the Obi Toppin year where they were 29-2 and finished third. I'm still mad that the tournament was canceled because of COVID.
Right.
I'll never be able to live that down, but I think this Dayton team can really make a name for themselves. They barely missed out on the tournament last year.
True.
First team out. They return everybody pretty much, top seven scorers. And they add the number 95th recruit in the nation in the top 100. His name is Mongolian Mike.
My brother would love you, bro. Y'all can talk college. Y'all can talk that high school all day. He loves that recruiting game.
And then, they add a Georgia transfer from UGA. So we'll see how the Flyers do, man. I'm excited, and stay tuned for more content from me, at least, covering the Dayton Flyers.
Can't wait to see you. I know my boy will be doing great things. I like to give a shout out to Fat Boy Nation, who helped me make not helped me, but they made the outfit. This right here, pants also, the reason why you see that picture right there, very near dear friend of mine. I known him since high school, good friend of mine, friend of everybody's, Michael Partridge, Gucci. I love you, bro, RIP. Very tough to be here without you, bro. I just want to show love to you on my first episode. I also want to give a shout out to my family, Mom Dudes, DJ. I love y'all. we the big three, us three against the world. I also want to give a shout out to my boy Brandon, giving me the idea to even think about doing the podcasting world and putting the mic in my hand. Pause. So, but I love you, bro. Shout out to you. Shout out to God, Big G-O-D. I love you. Thank you for everything you're doing, and I can't wait to see what we're doing. Shout out to Chris for coming here. Honestly, I asked him last minute. He came through and did his thing, bro. He's a guest, but he's gonna be a returning guest. I'll tell you that much. But
I appreciate you.
Oh yeah,
man, it was fun.
Oh man, I loved it.
Can't wait to see what the future holds.
Oh yeah. One last thing. Primarily my content is gonna be, we're gonna be talking sports, but I'm gonna be interviewing kids who play sports. So parents, if you think your kid is pretty good and you want to get them interviewed and give them a spotlight and help me, help y'all, and we help each other, send me some footage. I put my handle. I'm gonna put his handle on here. So if you want to hit him up, you want him to host or pop in for you, he's more than willing. So we're looking forward to this journey. We're both sportscasting students, and we're looking forward to what it holds on, bro. So, any last things?
Hey, I think you hit the nail on the head, and at the same time, I also did want to mention our love for baseball.
Oh yeah, man.
Me and Roddy, man, we're big baseball guys, and we actually talked about going out to the field, throwing a couple times. Maybe we'll hit a batting cage up. So if you want to send us some content, IRL content,
oh
yeah, batting practice or something, we might be able to do that as well.
Bro, I appreciate you so much, man. Shout out to my kids this weekend, the Braves. We have a game this Saturday, 10 o'clock, championship game, undefeated. I was coaching them last year. We're undefeated. So
okay.
I felt bad coming here to, go to school for this, but I understand I have to, do the journey, and they reassured me that it was going to be okay. And shout out to Coach Dre, still doing his thing for the team, and I'll see y'all soon.